What's up, everybody? Robin Lundberg Show, impromptu episode. This may be a really, really bad idea. It might be a really bad idea, and it might be, me having a breakdown in real time. Very well, could be. So you might be witnessing a human being breaking down in real time. But more or less, long story short, this show started because of the whole situation at Sports Illustrated, which forced me into action and forced me to start doing my own stuff. And since then, it appeared there could be lifelines, but it does not look like the Sports Illustrated situation is going to work out in my favor. I don't have complete definitive word on that, but certainly reading the tea leaves and what I do know, it does not look like that is going to work out in my favor. So I don't know how many people are going to actually watch this. This is more for me, to be honest with you, than anything else. This is more for me. But basically, I had not taken the news very well, just because, I've dealt with a lot of bad luck in my career, I would say. If I'm being honest, like not like woe is me, pity, but like just bad luck because objectively in the things that I've done, I've performed. The numbers would back that up. The measurables would back that up. So sometimes I do get a little bitter about that, but that's not a good attitude to have. It's not a good attitude to have. And my wife and kids are not here right now. They're out of town. I'm going to WrestleMania next week with my oldest, as I told you, and he's been going through some health issues, which made this week extra tough. One of those when it rains, it pours kind of situations. But having processed the news, well, I haven't processed it yet. Having met this news and sort of, I guess, accepted a fate, which you never know what's going to happen. But having sort of accepted that, at first I was going to just like curl up in the bed because I don't have anybody around to talk to right now. I've talked to some of my friends and everything, but I was going to curl up in the bed and go to sleep, and or I don't know, do anything but this. So I don't know if this is a good idea or not. But then I picked myself up because I always pick myself up. So I picked myself up and here I am. I thought I would keep it completely together, but vulnerability is appealing to people, right? That's good. Like I said, this might be a bad idea. It might be a breakdown. Maybe it helps people. Maybe it helps people because everybody goes through something, right? Everybody has good days. Everybody has bad days. Everybody has in between days. But it's how you respond. Maybe I'll become a motivational speaker or something because I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's next. I don't have the answers to what's next. I started this show, this channel, in large part because I didn't know what was next and I wanted to control what I could control and I wanted to do what I know I'm good at. And therefore, I just opened it up and let it rip. So I figured this was a full circle moment in that sense, because like 3 minutes ago, I was laying in the bed and nah, that ain't what I'm about. That's not how I'm built. And by the way, this channel has actually built up very well. All my socials have built up very well in this process. It's funny because it showed me I don't need a brand. I don't need like a platform. I don't need some corporate company behind me to be successful. Now, it takes time to get something like this off the ground and get the kind of traction, to monetize it and to make it a living. But regardless, I know no matter what, I have the outlet. And I know that it resonates. I mean, check the comments on the videos that I put out there. Check the growth of this channel. I mean, we're up. I started this thing from scratch 2 months ago with 1,300 subscribers, 1 million views on the channel. Almost 1 million views on the channel. 958,953. Almost 1 million views. 1,300 subscribers from scratch. So I'll always have that, regardless, because I have belief in myself. And I've been there and I've done it over and over and over. And I've gotten kicked in the nuts many times. And I've gotten probably passed over for stuff not based on merit, based on other things that play into, that factor into these things. So I just figured, like when I was going through it, and as I'm going through it, you see me going through it right now. As I was going through it and in the process of going through it, I didn't know, sometimes I question, can you get back up? Are you going to be able to get back up again? After having picked yourself up so many times? Well, here I am, you know? And that's what I did. I got up. And I fired this up. Again, I don't even have any official word. It's the non-word that is the word as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if this is smart. I know I'm not hitting any specific topics or anything like that. But if anything, I'm talking to myself. So whatever's next, I can go get. I can go do instead of like wallowing in misery or woe is me, because that's not who I am. That's not who I am, and I had to remind myself of that. Thank you guys for the nice comments. Kevin says, dude, you always bounce back. Just like the great Randy Savage said, the cream always rises to the top. Yeah, it rises to the top until somebody like throws the cup out every time. Despite that's the part about, like, it literally pisses me off. That's the part that pisses me off, is objective success in every position I've ever had. Objective success, but it is what it is. Whatever will be, will be. I'm trying to become like a karmic yogi, control what I can control and live with the rest. Ernesto says, I'm here for you like you are for me. Appreciate it, Ernesto. Yeah, like he said, you have your friends and family that are with you. My family's not here right now. They're out of town. So I could have just, played with my kids or whatnot, but I didn't have that option. And being alone has always been tough for me. It's always been a tough thing for me to be alone. I mean, that's when I did the episode about drinking and mental health, but that was always the biggest struggle. Drinking and mental health was when I was by myself. But that's not happening anymore. That's conquered. That's another thing I've conquered. That's another thing I've put behind me and beaten And like I said, thank you guys for all the comments. I see them rolling in. This is just going to be, until I've said what I had to say, until I feel like I have no idea how many people are going to watch, but this is what I know how to do, and I'm not afraid to put myself out there. One thing I've never had is fear. Maybe that's it's been to my detriment at times. Who knows? Keep rocking and rolling, Robin. Minor setback for a major comeback. Best of luck. Assad says, hang tough, bro. Appreciate it, man. Ryan Maldonado, who I see on my pages all the time. He's always supporting. Amen. Steven Zantz. We've had our disagreements about the Knicks, but you were super talented and will be better than ever. Speaking of sports talk, I'll be on Mad Dog Radio this Sunday morning, Easter Sunday, talking some sports, 8 to noon, I believe. But that, and I appreciate that. But that's the thing that's annoying slightly too, is people always tell me how talented I am, which I know, but that's what makes some of the hands that get dealt a little tougher to see. Like, you could do me a 3 and a 6. Well, no, you would hit on that. That's not a bad hand. What's a bad hand in blackjack? I don't know. You get the point. Regardless, like I said, this may be a terrible idea. Maybe I'm embarrassing myself. Maybe I'm, having a mental breakdown in front of the public, perhaps. But at least I'm self-aware enough of it, right? And this is better than laying in my bed or, screaming into the sky, as I did earlier today. I definitely did that. Definitely did that. No question. Appreciate it, Adam. Everybody that's in here, thank you. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Again, this was the birth of this channel, so I felt it was only right to actually do this. Like I said, I literally picked myself up, walked downstairs, and hit go live. So that's what you're looking at right now. So I hope you appreciate that. And again, like I said, this channel was built up from nothing, from scratch. And you guys are all here, And I see it. Like, you go look at the comments. I mean, I know I'm really good at the short videos because I got a lot of practice doing those. But the number, the level of engagement I get on those things lets me know, like, it's not like I'm not delusional. I have the biggest viewed video in the history of SI. I've had millions of viewed videos in the last calendar year, numerous of them. At the Tom Brady interview, the Jimmy G interview, like on and on and on and on. When I was back at ESPN, the podcast did really well that I had for the morning show. Ryan and I got the show that we have because our show did so well. So it'd be one thing if I was like failing. And I'm sure there'll be people that, give me shit about it. There always is. There's always people who, relish or say like, look, I knew this was going to happen to you or whatever. But push through. The fact that you even feel comfortable to share with us and you haven't met most of us in person says a lot. We're building the type of community we'll rock. Kevin, I really appreciate you, man. You're here like almost every time. and you're in the messages, and when you're not here, I really appreciate that. I mean that. And there's some of the other guys, you know, Doug the developer and Jolton Joe and you know, several of you other guys that are Ernesto, obviously, like here every time I fire this thing up. Lee says, very talented guy, obviously a good guy. Been listening since early ESPN New York days. You'll be okay. I know I'll be okay. I know. I do know that. How I'm going to be okay? I don't know that yet. I know I will be okay. I don't know how. And, you know, I get frustrated because I'm a doer. I'm somebody who goes and gets things done, you know, and get frustrated if there's not an action I can take to make it happen. And in this case, hang on one second. In this case, there wasn't a direct action. There's not a direct action I could take. Sorry, I thought I'd keep it together a little better than this, but it is what it is. You know, like I said, maybe I'm embarrassing myself in front of the whole world, or however many people watch this damn thing. And again, I haven't even been like, there's been no official communication to me, but you know, I know how to read the writing on the wall, or the writing that isn't on the wall, or the emails that weren't received. You know, it's a weird feeling to sit around and wait for an email that never comes. But I know the good thing is, I mean, this is the Robin Lundberg podcast in a way. I just got to convert it to audio form. You know, I need some help in that. Like maybe I just have more time on my hands now. But you know, I need some help. In as far as like spreading the word for one, getting it together, launching it out there. I've done all this myself, obviously. Now, and essentially, this is, you know, this isn't work. This is what I do. And who knows what I'll do in the future. But this playlist is called the Robin Lundberg Podcast, by the way. The problem is, I wanted to convert it to audio, but there's not an easy way to reverse engineer it because this started video. If somebody has the best methodology for that, I would gladly make it. You know, I that's one of the things on my checklist has been to turn this into an audio podcast as well for people who prefer to listen that way. Alex used to, or Talking Nets, right? No need to apologize for that. Yeah, look, I don't even know if I'm, you know, what I'm doing. I'm just, and this is another thing that frustrates me. I have always been ahead of the game, content wise. I have. You know, when we did Max's show, we were ahead of the game. We were ahead of our time and got punished for it. I got punished for it specifically. You know, one of the reasons Ryan and I's show took off is because we did things different. You know? Yeah, Ryan's in the run One Tree Hill. Uh we did a good show. Like that show kicked ass, by the way. That show kicked ass. Um we got screwed. To be honest, we just got screwed by circumstances. Just like, you know, I got screwed just now. Again. Yeah, so I'm definitely doing Mad Dog. I got a text from the producer over on Mad Dog. I am on Mad Dog Sunday morning, by the way. Uh Glad to see you're still around. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm still alive. But you know, that's the beauty of it is that something like this exists. That something like this exists. So no matter what, I can build this on my own. No matter what. So the corporate overlords can't keep me from thriving. They can't keep me from showing up. They can't do it because it's here. As much as the industry might be tough right now, and the industry is tough, right? It's crumbling. But this sort of outlet, you couldn't have, uh, you couldn't build it like this before. Like this was not an available thing in the past. So, like I said, with the negativity when it comes to the industry, there is the fact that there is more outlets and more availability. So no matter what happens with my career or my job, I got this. And like the title of the show, a job's not going to define me. I'm not going to let it. I like I said, I mean, I really was in the bed. I was in the bed 2 seconds ago, or how I've been on this for a minute, but you know what I mean. I was in the bed not very long ago and picked myself up and brought myself down here to get this rocking and rolling. It's funny because I see somebody writing in the comment section, you were the original, where is it? You was the original LeBron GOAT guy. Look at this. Just because I'm not BSing. This video right here, see that? 8.2 million views. 12,000 comments. 8.2 million. 12,000 comments. I don't know how many likes. 26,000 likes. That's the first video I did at SI. The first one. Shout out to Gene Cherry, who produced that and edited it. First joint. Those aren't normal numbers. Those aren't normal numbers. I mean, I didn't die. I just, like I said, this Sports King saying, "What happened? Are you okay?" I'm not okay, but I'm gonna be okay. This show started, just for anybody who is just joining. This show started because of the uncertainty with SI and what happened to the entire staff at SI. And in the course of it, it seemed like there may be some hope, but it looks like that's not going to be the case for me. And I sort of came to the realization today, or that sort of became apparent today. And so I was like trying to digest with it and sit with that news. And I did let myself feel sorry for myself for a minute there. And I was like, oh, just take the day to feel it and process it and then get better tomorrow. But I was sitting in the bed with Butters, the dog, and I was like, you know what, Butters, I'm getting up. I'm getting up. And I'm gonna fire this up, good or bad. Good or bad. Discovered you in 2012 on ESPN radio one night when the Knicks picked up Felton. Yeah, I never liked that the Knicks let Lynn go. I know it didn't turn out to be the worst thing that ever happened from like where his career went and where the team went after that, but it always felt strange to me to like have something like that happen and then reject it, I guess is what I'm saying. Look, I'll talk about the Knicks, talk about the Nets. I don't know where I'm gonna wind up next per se, but I'll be here. I'll be here. Tell them What's up, Ringer? What's up, Levitard Metalark? How you doing? You see all the people in here? You see that 8.2 million views I just showed? And by the way, I could throw up a bunch of videos from like 2023 or 2024. Also, I don't see eye to eye with you on a lot of stuff. You create great content. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's a reason everyone knows your name. Any outlet would be smart to grab you. Does everybody know my name? Is this Cheers? You know? Got to figure out how to record the podcast. Then you drop it as a live on TikTok. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I like going live. You know, I don't like, I like going live because, then I've always done live stuff, and then I could talk to you guys live. I mean, ideally, I would record I take this live and then drop it as a record. I mean, because it stays up on YouTube and Facebook and X and all that. You make it sound like you didn't start from the bottom. You're still going up. You're still rising. Yeah. Well, I didn't. I didn't start from the bottom. I didn't have any help. I mean, I had help from like connections I made, but I didn't have an in. I didn't have a dad help me out in the industry or a brother or, you know, even a friend that I knew from back in the day. Everything I've done on my own. I mean, look, Max helped me out at the beginning. There's no question. Ryan Rucco still looks out for me now. I mean, I've told him that on text. Like he looks out harder than anybody. You know, I don't know, man. Like I said, maybe this is just a breakdown for the world to see. Who gives a shit, to be honest with you? Like I said, I'm not going to let a job define me. I'm not going to let, as much as I, might feel for a second, hey, like maybe that was the knockout blow. Nah, I'm going to get up. That's what I've always done. I got up. I get up every time. And, not like, regularly gonna show up in this sort of state of affairs or, but I don't know. I feel like it helps people in a sense to be vulnerable, to be real, to not front, to not pretend, to not fake the funk, if you will. So that's all I had to say. And, any more comments coming in, you can come in. I wasn't going to do, I don't have anything else on the rundown. I don't feel like talking about any subject, if you will, any topic, if you will. I just figured I'd open it up and be raw and honest. Sunday morning, Mad Dog Sports Radio, channel 82, Sirius XM, 8 a.m. to noon. I think it's Easter on Sunday. But again, like I said, my family's not here. So that made it a little tougher too. Because I didn't have anybody to turn and talk to. Or, I couldn't just take the kids out and, trying to live in the moment more. That's, all these things, all these phrases and talking points you hear, like they're true to an extent, but it's easier said than done. When you're dealing with something, it's harder to live in the moment. When you're worried about what's coming next, it's harder to live in the moment. But I'm trying to live in the moment. I'm trying to control what I can control. Hell, and people talk about resumes and whatever. This is my resume, right? Like this is my cover letter. Anybody, if there is anybody who's actually really good at rewriting resumes, hit me up on the side. Because my traditional resume, like I've never done a traditional job hunt, and I'm not saying that's exactly what I'm doing now either, but it doesn't hurt to have in my back pocket. And ready, not that I haven't worked on it in this period process, but usually in this industry, it's more what you've done and who you know and all that. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Whatever will be, will be. And I know, this show has been my therapy during this week, or during these months. It ain't just been a week, it's been months. This show's been therapeutic for me. You guys have been great. Barry Schwartz, Disco Vietnam, says, "We love you, Robin. You're one of my heroes." Appreciate it, man. So I just picked myself up. Sort of a metaphor and a literal thing. I guess I got to take it to the next level now. I mean, I will process it, I guess. I will sit with it a little bit, but I'm not going to sit on my hands either. I got to figure out. I got to go. That's something I've always struggled with too, because I want to do more. I want to not just like do more in the sense of achieve more, but I always want to do more. Like no one will ever find me lacking drive or will or work ethic. Like I've got all those. So when I can't just like take action A for result B, it makes it a little bit more difficult. It's a little harder for me to just let the universe take its course, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But nevertheless, I've been there, done that. We'll do it again. Hi, Robin, to quote, "Everything, everywhere, all at once, every failure, every rejection has led you to this moment. Let this open up to better things, man." Well, yeah, the one door closes, another door opens. Yeah. I've sent those texts to people too. And it's true, because the meantime is always harder than where it winds up. It always winds up in a better place. It winds up in a better place. And once you get there, like there will be, it's with 100% certainty, there will be a time when I look back on this and go, haha, remember? But that ain't today. And like I said, my I'm not putting her business out there, but my wife's had something going on too, work-wise, and my son, my oldest son, has been in the hospital this week. He's okay. It's like procedural stuff, and he's been dealing with something for a minute. But nevertheless, when your baby boy, in the hospital, and you see him going through something like that, you want to be there for him. You want to make sure he's good. You want to make sure, daddy's taking care of everything. So that makes it a little harder, if I'm being real. And this is not me for myself. This is me just thinking about him. Always liked your takes. Been a long time too, since 1050 SPN days. Thank you. Yeah, 1050. This is so yeah, it doesn't make sense. You're right. Long story short, Sports Illustrated lost the license, was gone, that was pulled. Everybody lost their job. Now it looks like some people are being brought over, and as of now, I'm not one of them, and I get the sense I'm not going to be one of them. So here we are. Is it does it make sense? I would agree it doesn't make sense, if I'm being real. I would agree. It doesn't make sense. If you're looking at production, if you're looking at results, if you're looking at tenure, if you're looking at ability, and this is not a slight to anybody else because I want everybody. I'm not like saying me versus anybody, but just me, you know. Always thank you. Appreciate it to everybody in here. Again, I don't know if this was a good idea or not. Hopefully, hopefully there's like I don't think anything's gonna come of this. I don't think because I did this, things are gonna happen for me because of this. I just knew that it was probably good for me, you know, and then maybe good for some of you because, like I said, everybody's gone through something. Maybe some of you guys are going through something now. So I don't know. I'm not afraid. Not afraid. Total bull. Keep fighting. I know exactly how you feel. One thing I'm learning when you're constantly being overlooked is to keep fighting. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like, well, am I allowed to talk about Jay-Z or is he like associated with Diddy? I did a little video on that, but I mean that's what that speech at the Grammys was, right? Keep showing up. Here I am. Because I sure as shit didn't need to be here today. I don't need to be here today. No one told me to be here today. In fact, if I had asked anyone, they probably would have told me not to be here today. If I had asked anyone, if I had said, hey, do you think this is a good idea? They probably would have said, nah, maybe don't do that right now. Maybe give it the weekend. Maybe that's good. Wait till Monday, which is what I was gonna do. I'm not sure if I get the Sopranos reference. Unfortunately, I don't think I've seen it. Wishing you the best from a fan of yours in Canada since you first got your dog Butters. Some succeed, then are gone. You'll never disappear. You got character rare in your business. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Honestly. I mean, look at everybody that's in here tonight, Um, I'm real. I'll tell you that much. It don't get no realer than this. As real as it gets. Don't get no realer than this. This is very real. In real time. There ain't not a fucking thing fake about this right now. Right? You see it. Feel it. Hear it. Said perhaps I'm going through a breakdown. I don't think so though. I think I'm pretty self-aware of what's happening right now and what I'm doing at this very moment. But look, I wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for y'all. So why wouldn't I share this sort of thing with you? What am I going to do? Hide? Pretend? Fake? Nah. Can't do that. Like I said, I almost just curled up and like I was going to sleep it off, which is unfortunately sometimes a habit I've developed when I'm not feeling so good is just go to sleep. But I picked my ass up and brought my ass down here and hit record, or hit go live or whatever it is you hit on these things. And I'll keep developing this channel. I'll keep posting on my socials. Obviously, I'll let you guys know of any career development or job developments. But this cannot be taken. This cannot be taken. And this can only be built. Now I got to figure out if I'm being, completely honest, I got to figure out the financials. I mean, that's not a an easy thing. That's the scariest thing in a situation like this. Of course, as everybody knows, that's the scariest thing. But regardless of that, like, I know, earlier in my career, I probably would have been scared that I would lose my platform. And that doesn't fucking matter anymore. That's the good thing about this. That doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. I don't need it. I don't need it. I do videos on my own. This is one of the things that frustrates me. Uh, because I did so many videos and so many things for SI that did so well that didn't give me any benefit whatsoever. Did nothing for me. Nothing. Like, to build me. And I did it selflessly. I was like, that's my job. That's fine. I'll do it. And I should have been building my own things in the meantime, at the same time. And that's what I missed out on. That's the silver lining, the lesson I learned here. But this stupid ass Jordan LeBron video I did. Not the Jordan LeBron video I showed you earlier, but like, I don't know if you guys have seen it. And it's not even the best video. It's like kind of trolling Jordan fans a little bit, which I don't know if I don't need to do that. But that's got hundreds of thousands of views from my platforms, which are only building. And again, from this, like, we're going to be at 1 million views on this channel in 2 months. Or whatever it was. Let's see. Oh, look at it right now. 90 days, it's at 600,000. This started from nothing. Zero. Started from nothing. Zero, zilch. Made my way hustling. I don't, yeah. What's up, dude? Co-hosted in 2015. We got your back. Thank you. We all struggle, find our way somehow. I was down the last 5 years, missing all your takes. We all about 5 years, man. I hope you're good now. That's a long time. It's a long time. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this helps somebody. Maybe it was just for me. I don't even have, like, official word. Just what amounts to unofficial word. But screw it. That's what I thought. Screw it. I mean, if you look at the tweet probably before this show went live, it said something like, it's been a tough week, better days ahead, or whatever. That was all I was going to say. I didn't even need to say that shit. I don't know why I did. To be honest with you, nobody cared. Like, with this, like, inviting a pity party. This is better. This is better to just rock with y'all. Open up to y'all. Be real with y'all. This is real. Don't get no realer. Don't get no realer than this. So, I don't know what's next, career-wise or job-wise. That remains to be seen. I will update everybody on that, but good news is that doesn't matter for this. That doesn't matter for this. Let me know what you guys think. What do you like best about what I've been doing? What do you think would make this better? All that sort of thing. How can I best serve you, the audience? And thank you guys, for real. Like, thank you. Like, so many of you. Maybe it affirms that I've been joking around how it could have been a mistake to do this, and maybe I'm embarrassing myself or going through a crisis or whatnot for the world to see. But I think the response here shows me, when I go with my gut, it tends to work out pretty well for me. So that's what I did here. Just picked my fucking self up off the mat again and do what I know how to do. That's the thing. Like, I know how to do a lot of stuff because I started as a producer, behind the scenes. I started as a producer. I was a producer on Around the Horn as an intern, essentially, but I was a producer, helping to put together the rundown of that show, which helped me think like a producer going forward. Obviously, I was a producer on the radio. Um, Obviously, I've done partnered radio shows with. If I were to list off the people that I've done a partnered radio show with, it would probably blow your mind. The number of people in the industry that I've worked with. Obviously, I've done all sorts of solo radio shows across all sorts of time slots in the middle of the night. Obviously, I've written the. I did this J Lo and Shakira thing that I wrote for SI that got 3 million page views. Not to mention the video, hosted shows. So I know how to do a television show, and then I know how to do digital, and then obviously digital video, which is the rage nowadays, the TikTok stuff. I've adapted with the times too, and have had objective success, you know, which I guess I can take with me and wear as a badge of honor, but it doesn't go in as a bank statement. And it doesn't, you know, yeah, stick to sports. I forgot about stick to sports. What was the webcam thing? I've done a lot of things. But, the, yeah, I, I would be lying if I said it didn't hurt a little, to have that success and to do what I've done and been where I've been and accomplish what I've accomplished and still, not have somebody pick me or overlook me, have somebody overlook me. Like, I'm lying if I say that don't hurt. That hurts. It does. But it is what it is. You move on. And I'll move on. And I'll keep going as I've always done. Because I did question myself. Like, I did question, oh, will you be able to get up this time? So as I was questioning, will I be able to get up this time? And I was laying down. I got up. I got up. Literally. I've been following you since you're Mexico. I'm in radio games. You've been at this game for a long time. You've gotten better and creative every single time. You're going to be okay. More music takes, please. People really rock with the music takes. They really rock with the music takes. It's interesting. Those do really well on. They've been doing really well on the YouTube Shorts. It's funny, like I know, like so many people. This has been a struggle for me. It's like a niche. Like so many people are successful because they pick the one niche, and then I have my like circle of interests. I think you could see them: basketball and music and wrestling. Of course, pro wrestling has been a big one lately. And the comic superhero stuff. But I've seen people rock with what I say about all of those things. So it makes it harder to say, oh, I'm going all in on this one. Maybe I just get a job in each different one. That's possible. But if there is one of them that you guys like more than the rest, please let me know. I mean, that always helps. That always helps. But, I do appreciate all the kind messages that I've been getting in here. They made so many, yeah. Philadelphia, WrestleMania, Philadelphia, right? Like, I thinking, like, is it even wise for me to still go? We already bought the tickets, and my son wants to go so bad. So do I. We'll be there next weekend. I don't want to, I was worried about not experiencing it and enjoying it the way I should because of all this other stuff that's going on. But I got to live in the moment. Great idea going Thank you. Appreciate that. And I will. I did. Like this is as I don't think you'll see too many people be this authentic with you in this business. I don't think you'll see that. And if anybody don't like it, you know what they can do. Even though I don't agree with them a lot of the time, the music and wrestling takes is what I rock with the most. They create fun debate. Interesting. So the sport, like him, I made my career on sports. Should this be a rap and wrestling channel? This basketball, it's funny. The basketball shows do really well too, of course. Um, the best way to support is showing up here, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all that. That's the best way. And the other best way is to campaign for me, to be honest with you. Like, where do you think I would be good? Hit the people up there. Tell them this you need this guy. That's the best way. That's the best way. Oh, they won't. That's now I understand what you said before. 5 years you've been down. I hope you're doing okay for real. I'm going about that. At least you're getting to tears and emotion. You're not doing, yeah. Cody Crybaby. I guess I'm a Cody Crybaby right now. Again, if I had asked anybody whether I should do this, they would have all told me no. But good thing no one was around to stop me. They would have all told me no. They would have said, don't do it. Wait. But this is me. This is who I am. This is what I'm going through right now. This is what started this channel. This is where this came from. And if you can't appreciate this, probably don't. You either don't rock with me or, you don't have a soul. You don't have, I had somebody tell me I was cursed on one of these. I almost blocked them, but I don't know why people would follow you all the time and post on your stuff all the time and still say stuff like that. Like, I don't get that. Because I always, you guys know me. I'll argue back and forth, and you can bust my chops and all that, and it's cool. Anyhow, yeah. I mean, I'll stay. I don't got nothing else to do. I'll stay on here as long as y'all want. But I said what I needed to say. What I wanted to say. What I wanted to get off my chest. And I've said stuff on this channel I've never said before. What's funny is I have his phone number. I could call him or text him. I don't know if he knows me. I'm just like from booking him for SI stuff. But yeah. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, I've said stuff on this channel and on this show and on this platform that I've never said before. The thing about my mental health and the drinking in the past, I never said that out loud in front of a microphone. The first show that I did, I didn't need to share that. There's a lot of stuff I've shared on here that I didn't need to share. And I sure as fuck didn't need to come on here today and share in the way that I'm sharing right now. Did not need to do that. But again, it's almost like self-help therapy. I don't have a therapist anymore. Maybe I need a therapist again. Um, it's sort of quasi motivational, you know. I always hope that my experiences can help somebody else. Um, yeah. Um, and then I'm sure I'll feel better. But it was like, I know I've said this a few times since I've been on, but it was real. Like it was a literal a literal thing and a metaphor. It's like you got to get up. You got to pick yourself up. I sent a text to my wife, who again is not here, and it was a negative shit. Uh, bunch of negative shit followed by I got to pick myself up, and I picked myself up, quite literally. Got up. Just got on late, but definitely supporting you. Appreciate it. Oh yeah. One of the I don't know how many women are on this channel are supporting, but I know this is one, right? This is a lady listener, which is always cool. I've always appreciated. Thank you when I've like when I've been on the radio and I have like people call in who you wouldn't think of as the typical sports talk radio listener. Not that a lot of women don't listen to sports talk. Of course, a lot of women listen to sports talk, watch sports. Obviously, women's basketball is massive. But like it's always helped me when I know I'm reaching an audience that maybe a typical show wouldn't reach, is what I was trying to say. But ball don't lie. Yeah, I've said that a lot too. Um, Hopefully that's the case. Because damn, man, it's like I need the replay review sometimes. Yeah, or check the stats, check the box score. Why don't people check my box score? Why don't people why don't people look at the stats? What I always quote in the Jay-Z line: "Men lie, women lie, numbers don't." But sometimes in my case, it feels like the numbers don't matter. You know, that's the frustrating thing. Like what I've done over and over again. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Why doesn't it matter that what I've done has been successful over and over and over and over and over again? Like, what is it about me that causes people to overlook that shit? You know, that's 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 the most frustrating thing. What up, Melissa? How are you doing? Um, that's the most frustrating part about it. To be honest with you, like I could understand if I just didn't show and prove every place I've been. That I could understand. But such is life, such is the business, and here I am. Here I am. Yeah, thank you for that as well. They're in Disney World right now. um, while Dad is, and like that's the thing. Like, I don't want to. There's a responsibility as a dad too to uh, carry yourself in a certain way, and I don't want to just say provide because women provide all the time now. People share, but support, you know, not fail, get up, accomplish for, don't, can't like, if I was a single guy and this, I could rest on my laurels a little bit more. But because I got three kids, Raj, Ronnie, and Rohan, if you don't know, like I can't fail them. And these kind of things will make you feel like, oh, did I fail them? I mean, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Thank you, man. Big Dave. We played some basketball together. That's in fact I think that's this right here. And he would appreciate. I actually think I'm better now in a lot of ways as a player than I was back then, which is funny because I'm older. Like I can't finish layups as well as I did when I was younger, and I was more of a drive and kick guy when I was younger. But when I came to this house was when COVID happened, and um, that's when COVID happened, and I stopped because I had just played. I just played every day, every week, whatever, and I never practiced. When COVID happened, I wasn't playing and I only practiced. So I tightened up the handles and I tightened up the shot, and now I got those going. And when I was at Dykeman last summer for Red Bull, I hit 7 threes in a 3-point shootout in a outdoor court NBA threes, and that built up my confidence. Now I'm pulling them from all over the place. They tell us as felons that we got to sell ourselves. Maybe you need a Paul Heyman. You know what? I do need a Paul Heyman. If anybody out there has a good connect for a Paul Heyman or would like to be a Paul Heyman and thinks they can actually be a Paul, not just in the sense that they'll type some stuff online, but like, look, I don't have much to offer at the moment other than a cut of whatever's to come, or a spot on the show or whatnot. But if you have a hookup or you are passionate about that, I do need a Paul Heyman. I've needed a Paul Heyman for a long time. And yeah, I don't think I don't think I've ever had an advocate like that. I've always done it by myself. Always. Every job I've gotten has been by myself. Every door I've kicked open, it's been by myself. Like, I had, like I said, Max helped me out when I was young, early in my career. No question, to get in the door at ESPN. He also got me sent to the principal's office a bunch. But he definitely helped me get in the door there. But outside of that, um, and shouts to him too. We were texting that we will always be friends. That was meant in a loving way. I think I texted him that exact thing the other day. But I've never had that advocate. So if you got a hookup for a Paul Heyman or somebody would like to be that Paul Heyman, let me know. Because I do need a Paul Heyman. I do. Again, who knows? Who knows what this little show here I'm doing will lead to? Who knows if? Well, I mean, I'm sure this specific show won't necessarily lead to anything, but you know what I mean. Uh, I could have, asked people. They would have said, "Don't do it," or "Why? Why are you putting yourself out there like that?" Or wait. But luckily, I didn't, and here I am. The cool cheese says, "Thank you for sharing. Like you said, you will bounce back. We're here for you." For some reason, some of the tweets aren't showing up in the actual chat. But that's what I got. You know what? I do like the way this looks, by the way. I finally got that up. And I think it adds a little character to the shot rather than the white wall. You can't really probably read it, but that's the back and forth I had with Kevin Durant. He said, "Keep dreaming, Robin." And then I said, "I'll now print out this interaction and hang it on my wall." And I finally did get around to printing it out and hanging it on my wall. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Any other comments, get them in. But I this was for me. This was for me. It's not like a show, where I had topics planned or anything like that. I just figured I got to set an example for myself. And instead of being down in the dumps, get yourself up. Get yourself up, motherfucker. Get yourself up. So I did. Got myself up. Now, what's next? I don't know. But do I believe everything will be okay? Yeah, everything's going to be okay. How? Not sure. When? Not sure. Will? Yes. I think that made all sense, right? I think so. But yeah. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for the kind words. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. When you ask if what you can do to help out, like I said, advocate for me. I do need that Paul Heyman. Maybe 1,000,000 Paul Heymans would help. But it does mean a lot that you guys would all come in here. That I can be this real. I hope it's appreciated. You know, because I did wonder, whether this was a good idea, and if it made sense for me to do this or if this was stupid. But it's what I know how to do, and this is how this channel started. This is it only makes sense that I would bring it back up live when I was going through what I'm going through at the moment, dealing with what I'm dealing with, and people deal with much worse. Like it sucks, that my kid is dealing with a health thing at the same time. It's a lot. It's a lot. And, it's one of those when it rains, it pours situation. But when it's nicest? Right after the rain. It's always the nicest after the rain. So I'm a trudge through this storm and come out looking better on the other side. But I think I needed to do this for myself. And I appreciate all of you allowing me and being so accepting of me doing something like this. All right, that'll do it for me, guys. I again, I appreciate you guys. This was impromptu, not planned, not scripted, very real. If you know me, the R is for real. Anyhow, I'll be back next week. Same Robin channel. Love you guys.